Welcome to the first episode of my channel. My name is Joel. Before we get into the video, I wanted to start by telling everybody why I'm making this channel. I'm making this channel because I have a true love and appreciation for Star Wars, and I wanted the platform to be able to discuss my own personal theories, thoughts, and questions about Star Wars, and be able to discuss them with the Star Wars fandom. I'm a weird age to be a Star Wars fan. I was born in 1999, meaning I wasn't alive when the original trilogy came out. And by the time all the prequel films were done coming out in theaters, I was only 5. So I didn't get the opportunity to see any of the 6 original films in theaters. Um, and even after they came out, I was very young. So, according to my mom, the PG-13 rating that episode 3 had, I wasn't allowed to watch that for a while. So my exposure to Star Wars was rather limited while I was really young. So my love for Star Wars came in 2008 when Clone Wars started airing on Cartoon Network. And once I started watching, I was hooked. I literally just couldn't get enough of it. And I started going back and finding all the Star Wars content I could find. I bought the 2D animated Clone Wars show from 2003 on DVD. I got the Clone Wars movie on DVD. I continued to watch all the regular movies and try to get my hands on a copy of Episode 3 and beg my mom to let me watch it or watch it when she wasn't looking. I remember being so excited every single week that Clone Wars would come out with a new episode. I was recording them and watching them with my friend who would come over every week and watch them with me. We finally got my hands on a copy of Episode 3. I watched it the morning, called my friend. He came over. We watched it together again in the afternoon, and I was really hooked forever from that point on. And I was so devastated when the Clone Wars ended because of the Disney buyout. But I was so excited to hear they were coming out with a new trilogy starting my freshman year of high school, and I was finally going to be able to watch Star Wars how it was meant to be watched in the theaters. And now with Disney Plus, we've been getting all this new content ever since The Mandalorian. And every time these new shows come out on a weekly basis, I feel like that same little kid again from 2008, just watching the newest episode as soon as it comes out at midnight. And that brings us to the topic of this video, the upcoming Obi-Wan Kenobi series coming out this Friday on the 27th. If you enjoy this video, please like, subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment about other video topics, questions, or ideas you'd like me to answer about Star Wars. So without further ado, let's talk Star Wars. The Obi-Wan Kenobi show is coming out on Friday, and there's a lot of speculation about what the plot and character development of the show is going to be, and there are a lot of different theories out there. I'm going to cover some of those theories, as well as give some of my own opinions. I'm not going to use leaks in my theories per se. I'm just going to say what I want to see and what I'm hoping to get out of the show. But first, we'll cover some of the other theories that I've seen, and a couple of them that have been backed by leaks. The first thing I've been seeing in terms of leaks and theories is that the show is going to open, or at some point, these first 2 episodes that we're getting on Friday, we're going to be seeing Order 66. I think this is completely plausible. I think it's most likely going to happen. We've got Order 66 in Bad Batch. We've got it in Clone Wars Season 7 and Book of Boba. So every show other than The Mandalorian that's came out on Disney Plus has had a version of Order 66 in it. So I'd be very surprised if we don't get Order 66. And if you're just playing the percentages, there's a high chance that Order 66 will be in this show. And I really like this theory. I'll break down a little bit of what I want to see from this theory later in the video. But as for now, that's all I'm going to touch on that first rumor. I've also seen rumors that Cad Bane and possibly even Boba Fett will be in the show, along with other bounty hunters trying to track down Obi-Wan. I'm not sure if this holds any weight necessarily. It'd be really cool to see Cad Bane. It would make sense. Like, I'm sure his costume was very elaborate and like tough to design. So I would be surprised if they wanted to get him in more future Star Wars content. But I don't know. I don't know if that'll work out or not. And they'd also have to find someone much younger to play Boba, or just have Tam never take the helmet off. But even then, Tam doesn't really look like a young Boba. So they'd have to get he would just be like a voice actor, and then the guy in the suit would have to be someone else. And then the other theory I've been seeing a lot is the Reva of it all. Theories that she'll turn the light back to the light side. She'll get killed by Vader. She'll get killed by Obi-Wan. She'll figure out the real reason why Obi-Wan is on Tatooine to look over Luke. All in all, the speculation has just gone so over the top with this character. And some people are like pre-deciding that these alleged leaks about Reva are going to ruin the show. I think that's a little premature. I mean, the show hasn't even came out yet, and some people I've been seeing just saying that the show is over, it's not going to be good. It's almost like they're rooting for it not to be good, which I don't understand. Like, I love Star Wars, and I want all Star Wars content to be good, so I hope that people like give it a chance at least and actually watch the show before judging it. That being said, I don't want to talk about these leaks anymore. I'd rather talk about my own personal thoughts on the show and what I'd like to see out of it. The first thing I want to see is something we've already talked a little bit about, Order 66. There's no doubt in my mind we need to see it. We need to see it from either the perspective of Reva or the perspective of Vader, if not both. I think it would be really fun to see it from the perspective of Reva, as she's going to be in the temple, maybe with another rumored Jedi, and they're trying to escape, running away from blaster fire, watching Anakin maybe cut down some people, some of the masters across the hall or something. And then she eventually gives herself up to save her Jedi friend, and then comes back as an Inquisitor to find him years later on Tatooine and kill him and hang him in the town square. And yeah, I think in that first trailer we saw, that's a Jedi hanging in the town square. And I think it would be a good way to introduce the Reva character without too much time-consuming character background, and also giving us what we want in Order 66, introducing this new Reva character and not taking too much screen time away from Kenobi and Vader, which is who this show's really about. The other way I'd like to see Order 66 is from the perspective of Lord Vader himself, cutting down Padawans, Jedi Knights, Syndrelic Shakti, other Jedi Masters. See the pain in their eyes, in Anakin's eyes, and the fear and the shock in the other Jedi's eyes, as this boy that they knew as Anakin Skywalker, the chosen one, the one who's supposed to bring balance to the Force, comes into the temple with a battalion of clones and cuts them all down, left and right. I would just love to see the pain that Anakin feels, see his eyes turn that Sith red like they do when he kills the Separatist leaders on Mustafar, and just see how deep of a place he goes to, and how deep he digs into the dark side to be cutting down his fellow mentors, mentees, kids. I've been reading Brotherhood. I'm about halfway through it now, and there's this scene where Anakin, without too much spoilers, where Anakin is giving like a speech to the younglings, and you can see he cares about their opinions, and he interacts really well with them, and he likes them, and it's very interesting. And he definitely would have had to tap deep into the dark side in order to just slay all these kids and other Jedi, which is very interesting. I think that the next thing I want to see out of the show is a good reason for Obi-Wan leaving Tatooine and who he trusts to watch over Luke while he's gone. Now, we can only really speculate the reason for why he's leaving. We don't really know for sure. I'm not going to speculate on it too much, just because we know he's going to leave at some point. We've seen him off Tatooine in the trailer. We'll just have to wait and see the reason. I'm sure it'll be a good enough reason. What I am more interested in is who is going to be watching over Luke while Obi-Wan is gone. If Obi-Wan doesn't leave someone with Luke to keep an eye on him, I will be extremely disappointed. At this point, Luke is the most important thing in the galaxy. Obi-Wan knows this. he's the galaxy's new hope, and he needs to be protected at all costs. And if Obi-Wan doesn't leave someone with him, it really just won't make sense, because like his entire mandate is stay safe, stay hidden, be on Tatooine, keep the boys safe. And if he leaves, he needs to leave someone there to keep the boys safe. And if he doesn't, it's going to be a major plot hole in the show. Whether it's Ahsoka, Rex, Bad Batch, Cal Kestis, there's numerous theories. Personally, I don't think he would trust Rex or the Bad Batch after seeing what Cody did, and his clone troopers tried to do to him, and seeing what Anakin did with Rex's battalion. Now, he would probably know that Rex isn't there, as Rex would have been with Ahsoka on Mandalore, and he wouldn't have known much about that, because while Ahsoka was taking down Maul, Kenobi was taking down Grievous. So he wouldn't know whether Ahsoka was successful, whether she was alive, whether Rex was alive, whether Maul was alive. He wouldn't know any of that, because the turmoil that followed Order 66. And I don't think he had any contact with Rex or Ahsoka, and he probably wouldn't trust them. Well, he'd trust Ahsoka. He probably wouldn't trust Rex, unless he contacted Obi-Wan with Ahsoka and they were next to each other and, not trying to kill each other. Same with the Bad Batch. He wouldn't trust them either, unless it's after the Bad Batch show, so maybe they've made a reputation for themselves, or Rex and Ahsoka and the Bad Batch are all together, and Ahsoka vouches for everybody. Cal Kestis would be another interesting one. He already has, I'm not going to say killed, because she just fell off the giant tree in Kashyyyk, but he's already defeated an Inquisitor in the Jedi Fallen Order game, as well as he also beat Trilla. So he's technically beat 2 Inquisitors, but then Vader finished off Trilla in the first one, and he's also survived an encounter with Vader. So if he told his story to Obi-Wan and found Obi-Wan, perhaps he would leave him with entrusting him to look over Luke, but I don't think that he would necessarily trust anyone with this extremely difficult task other than Ahsoka. Anyone else would kind of be a long stretch, because this is the most important job in the galaxy, and Kenobi has a very short list of people he would trust at this point, especially for a job like looking over the galaxy's only hope. So I think it should be Ahsoka. If it's anyone else, I'll be surprised, and if it's no one, I'll be surprised and mad. So that's my opinion on who's going to be watching over Luke. The other thing I really want to see is some Clone Wars or pre-Clone Wars adventures with Obi-Wan and Anakin. Flashbacks, whether it's Vader having the flashback or Kenobi, it doesn't matter too much to me. I would love to see both of them having them, with different reasons for why they're having them, whether it's reminiscing or looking back at what went wrong, what did I miss, how did I not see this happening, how did I not see this coming, battle strategy, remembering how each other thought, how they talked, how they strategized. I think it would be really interesting to get to see the point of view of Padawan Anakin or Jedi Knight Anakin and Obi-Wan going on an adventure, and maybe we'll finally see the rumor of maybe we'll finally get to see one of those times that Anakin saved Obi-Wan's neck, like he refers to in Revenge of the Sith. Or maybe we'll see, Obi-Wan looking back at how hot-headed and eager for battle his Padawan was. I don't know. It's just speculation at this point, but I'd love to get some flashbacks. And I'd love to see where they go with the Hayden Christensen as Anakin to Hayden Christensen as Darth Vader. That transition should be really fun, and I want to see both of those characters in this show. Hayden's a great actor. He does a great job with the Anakin Skywalker character, and I'm really interested to see how he'll play Vader as well. And then the last thing I wanted to say that needs to happen in this show is the focus of this show needs to be all about Vader and all about the title character Kenobi. All other supporting characters, their stories, their arcs, they all have to have the sole purpose of developing the arcs and stories of Kenobi and Vader and getting them to the characters from where they are now to the characters that they are in A New Hope. I'm extremely excited to see where this show goes, see where they take it. I'm super excited to see what Deborah, John, and Dave have in store for us. And this Friday can't come soon enough. So until then, thanks for talking Star Wars.